Last couple of years, it's been horrible here. Alright, how's that? We're always adapting to the environment here. All right, we're working out of the YouTube Astrovan Studios here. This looks like it might be working now. Oh no, where's my notes? So I just got back from FreedomCorner yesterday. Had a great visit down there. I finally got to see Katie last night. It was really good to see her. And seeing Mickey and Nicole and Tammy. And they had a pretty big couple of days there too. They did a congressional hearing. They were at the Supreme Court on Monday and saw that 1512 case. The highlight of the vigil last night was a gal named Paloma, who is an attorney, and she is one of those attorneys that's certified to sit into the Supreme Court. And she had a great digest of what happened in the Supreme Court there. Deb for Freedom's made a short of that particular conversation. She got on the phone and with one of the J6ers while they were calling out and gave a rundown on what her interpretation of the whole what happened in the court that day on Monday, man. Hey, and yeah, it was awesome being there. Thanks. And I think Stormtrooper also put a short out with Paloma's conversations there. Got to meet her and her husband. Interesting story with those two. They were retired, kicking back down in Florida, and J6 happened, and they activated immediately. They said since then. So two patriots who I haven't met yet, and but they're out there. There's many patriots that we haven't met, that we know are still working in the same direction as we all are. Sometimes we think we're the only ones doing it, but we're not. We're not. There's other patriots out there working from every direction that they can possibly work this scenario out. And it's just crazy how it just keeps going on and on and on, and what information comes out and then nothing ever happens from it. Hey, Deb for Freedom, how are you? There she is. I was just saying about your short that you did about Paloma's conversation at FreedomCorner last night. That was awesome, man. Thanks for putting those together. Hi, Ridgeline, how are you? We got Annette Park. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Denari. Or no, Boomer from Alaska. All right, man. Boomer, we all went to the war memorials. I went with Glory B and Sapphire Patriot, and we went all the way around the World War II memorial, and we were looking at every state has a pillar there. And we got to the Alaska one, and we were like, yep, there's patriots in Alaska. Boomer's up there in Alaska. All right, so yeah, man, it was a great 2 days up there. I think there was 20 people there the first day I was there at the corner, and like 17 people there the next day at the corner, And it felt, the people felt good, but DC feels horrible, I think. I really, really don't like DC anymore, but we got to keep it going on up there. I did an update yesterday from the Congressional Cemetery, which is right next to where we meet at FreedomCorner. So it was interesting kind of seeing some of the tombstones and sights to be seen inside that cemetery there. We didn't see the whole thing, but quite a bit of it there. And Patriots still working hard there at FreedomCorner. It's awesome. The national anthem at the end of the night yesterday was really awesome. I don't know why, but it sounded fantastic. And I couldn't hear, but they were saying something, they changed something about the microphone or something that they were using to record that. So, man, the guy sounded awesome. One of the best. Okay, yeah, Paloma's got books out. This gal is unbelievably on fire. And she is a constitutional, well, I don't know if she's a constitutional attorney. She's an attorney, but she has that certification you need to have so you can go sit in on the Supreme Court hearings. And, man, just two interesting people. I mean, I think they talk to every single one of us one-on-one there. Oh, and then there was another guy there. We don't know who this clown is, but he said he was a reporter, and he's talking to everybody. He's asking all kinds of weird questions. I don't know. You can see that at the beginning of Trooper's stream there. And I don't know who this guy was, but I was not going to talk to this guy. That's for sure. Okay, so she has, I was looking at this one book that she had. I'm not seeing it here. One Impact the Second. She had one book that was a rundown of everything pertaining to J6, and it had like how many permits were out for that day, the schedule of events, the timelines of everything that happened that day. Very orderly and put together well. Okay, and so I'm gonna have to come back and check these links out later, Deb. And then this one here, the events of January 6th, 2021. What impact the Second Amendment movement? Awesome people, man. Awesome people. And just the very cool people, man. Definitely linked up, clicked with them for sure. And especially her husband, man. He was such a cool guy. And I could just imagine living with a gal like Paloma. What an interesting life you would have, for sure. All right, so we better get started on the news here. I got started late. Sorry, Patriots here. One thing I want to bring up to your attention here is there's a fake news story going out right now. And it's about this Syrian priest, Syrian bishop. I don't know if you've seen this guy, but he's been getting some airplay because he talks about Trump and controversial things. He is a Syrian Christian, but he's out of a church out of, I believe, Sydney, Australia. And he was attacked, okay? Now, when this attack first happened, it appeared that this Arab guy or whatever, you couldn't see his face, came up and tried to knife attack him, all right? But the guy started stabbing him, but the blade of the knife was not out yet, okay? He hit him like 5-6 times in the head. They went down, and by then the rest of the church people all jumped on top and stopped him from doing it. And it looked like even though the knife blade wasn't out, he still hurt this guy, right? I mean, he hit him like right in the face and the nose first, and hit him on the head and the neck and then the back, shoulders and stuff. Okay, so now, then the story was, well, when it first came out, that knife blade wasn't out. And I saw the video. It was not out, okay? He had something in his hand, and it looked like a knife. The blade shoots out of it, but he didn't get it out. He hits him 6 or 7 times, then he looks at the knife, like, whoa, the knife blade ain't out. It even, I mean, there was even that reaction from the guy on it. Now, they're showing that the news is trying to tell or hide the fact that that knife blade was not out. I've watched all the news clips of it this morning. There was like 5,000 people around that church by the time they took that guy out of the church, and because the parishioners were rioting. Okay, everybody that was outside of that church, I think, believed that somebody had just came close to murdering their bishop from that church. So here's what I like to point out on that thing. Okay, here's an instance where the kid was a 16-year-old Muslim kid, and he said Allah Akbar, and you're defaming my prophet by what you're saying about Muhammad and stuff, and he may or may not have been a paid actor. Okay, it may or may not have been a real attack. He might have just been paid to act like he was doing that. We don't know, man. And even if he was really attacking the guy, okay, what resulted in that was like a bunch of this guy bishop's guys parishioners outside the church breaking police windshields and causing violence outside the church. So one act of unjustified violence out of a Muslim guy against their church resulted in many, many, many acts of violence out of the Christians from that guy's church. And this is how they do it. This is how the enemy does it. When we're talking about this is bigger than just FJB. We're talking about good and evil here, the devil and Christ scenario. This is how it works, man. You get one act of violence against one person, and it turns into 100 acts of violence in retaliation, but you are participating in the wickedness now. You have been manipulated into performing wickedness on this realm, in this earth, and we can't do that. We are commanded not to do that, and that's where it gets tricky. That's where it gets hard to. Do not let us participate in wickedness. I'm saying it all the time. All the time. Yeah, Turbo, his knife misfired. But Turbo, I'm seeing like in the news, they're not reporting accurately that knife was not deployed. They're reporting it as if the knife was deployed because it all looks good as long as you blur out the part where his hand hits his head. They're blurring it out. So like it's so nasty we can't show you this, people, type thing. And they're going to run with this, I think. This is another George Floyd moment, right? This is, or for Australia at least. Australia just had that other knife attack down there where supposedly 6 people were murdered by a Muslim guy, an Arab guy or whatever. And now this other one, and this is what they want. They want rioting worldwide. So down in Australia now they're doing this with this guy, and it's interesting. If now that you know what I just told you, look at what they're reporting on it. When you're going to start hearing the reports of this thing, they're not going to tell you that knife wasn't out. They're going to just ignore that whole fact, blur out the part where when they show you the 3-second news clip, how they do that all the time. The 3-second news clip, you're not going to be able to tell that knife was not deployed. And it looks like, oh my God, how's the guy going to survive this? And it looks like, check it out, you're not going to survive an attack like that with a knife if that's how somebody attacks you with a knife. This guy practiced, no doubt about it, on how to attack somebody with a knife. It's pretty vicious. And it's why we got Second Amendment, people. That's why we got the Second Amendment. So I just thought that was interesting. Wanted to bring that to your attention. Another crazy story now that is going around, and that is true. I mean, it's just true, is that a Vietnam tycoon lady, a billionaire lady tycoon, was just sentenced to death by stealing over $13 billion. And I don't think we're going to hear a whole lot about this story in America, but it's out there, and that's good news. So we're led to believe that we're not winning anything, but really all these victories happen, but they just don't get to our eyes and ears a lot of the times. So there's a good There's a good instance right there, man. So, that was interesting. All right, and now, all right, here's another crazy fake story. I'm thinking this is a fake story in the brewing, man. Dubai just had like 3.5 inches of rain or something. They had 2 years worth of rain overnight. But when you listen to watch the videos from that stuff, man, and I'm telling you, I'm hearing God's trumpets in the background when they're showing what happened in Dubai. This is not just a heavy rainstorm. This was some kind of a vicious monsoon, man, that happened there. And I don't think monsoons don't happen in Dubai. That's all that kind of islander stuff that happens. And now they're trying to say that this was a geoengineering project gone wrong. That like they hit the wrong button on the airplane when they were chemtrailing the skies there in order to get more rain, and it went whack and put way too much rain, flooded out the whole city. And I don't know, man. I think it was a hand of God type judgment, man, that was coming down, and they're trying to like candy coat it and say it was a geoengineering cloud seeding project there. Yeah, Dab for Freedom. That's what I saw how they were reporting it this morning. But I saw a bunch of clips from that, and it was vicious, man. It was blowing trees right out of the ground. The sound that it was making, if you can get sound, and to me it sounded like the trumpets of heaven, you know, like when judgment is falling down on your land or something. There is the trump of God. So I don't know. It could be happening, Patriots. It could be happening. In which case, we walk through the valley of shadow of death, and we will fear no evil. Okay, another goofy news story was Biden went to Scranton. Unbelievable. I saw a really funny, like, side by side, and at the same time, Trump is stuck in New York with this another sham trial where the judge says he can't even leave. He's got to attend this trial every day. So Trump's hunkering down in Trump Towers, right? The leader of Poland came and visited him last night. Didn't visit Joe Biden. Came and visited Trump at the tower, at Trump Towers. And there's Biden, the Biden press rally, whatever he was there for. There was like more reporters sitting in there than there was actual people that showed up for it. And then Joe Biden goes into a fast food restaurant to try to have one of them moments like Trump had. And, you know, they lined up 7 kids for Joe to walk in and go like this to the kids, like, ooh, he does this, and then he looks at them, and then he walks past them. Walks past them, goes up to the cashier, and everybody's like all standing behind that register like this. They're not like they were when Trump walked in. And then you can hear a Secret Service lady going, back, stand back, do not approach, stand back. And what a difference, what a side by side. This is what we're dealing with right here. Yeah, he is so weird, man. Okay, and then I forgot about that part, Cora. I forgot about that part. He's telling these stories. I don't know what he's trying to relate to the people, but he's just like real quietly mumbling these stories about I put my shirt on, and then and it reminded me of my uncle who was flying over New Guinea, and oh my God. You just want to reach through the screen and choke the guy. And he says his uncle got eaten by cannibals. So, and furthermore, not one reporter like asked a follow-up question after that. Not one follow-up question, man. And then somebody did, after the story, they were putting it out, they asked the military, did this guy's uncle die in a plane crash? And yeah, he did. It happened in the Pacific. And And no, he didn't get eaten by cannibals, man. So somebody said FJB is at the point of dementia where like Looney Tune cartoons start mixing with memories in your brain, and as they're coming out of your mouth, you know. You remember a Bugs Bunny cartoon that you saw, like, you know, in your childhood, and you remind your story with, you know, Uncle Fred, and oh yeah, it's the cannibal cartoon, and Uncle Fred's in the airplane crash story. Yeah, the cannibal memes are flying. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. He's got to be on. I mean, if this is all a play, he is on the downside, and he is ready to be replaced by Gavin Newsom or something. Sooner or later, DNC is going to have to jump in and pull the building, just like Building 7. Pull it, get it out of here. Yeah, they're going down, and I think he's starting to act that way so that they can take him down. And who knows what they're going to pull? Who knows what they're going to pull? But it'll be entertaining before then, for us, you know.
Hi there.
Hey.
Okay. I don't know what you're doing, but this is my employee parking lot. So
Yeah.
I'd ask, you know, if you're doing like filming or whatever you're doing, podcast or vlog, we have a commuter park. It's a commuter lot.
I did one there before too.
I wouldn't mind if you don't mind doing it there. It's my employee parking lot. Yeah, I don't really know.
Not too bad that way, so I don't get any cars.
Yeah, I got you.
Appreciate it, dude. I'll do it there next time, man. I'm almost wrapped up.
You're almost wrapped up. Okay, you could do me a solid, do it there next time. It's just I try to keep the premise, you know, just for people from asking questions, my employees, and some people come out to their cars, eat lunch, and I don't want anybody getting, you know. Yeah, I know you're harmless, you know. I got it. You're good. All good. Yeah,
cool.
just
Right,
that lot, man. By all means.
Okay. Excellent, man.
Appreciate it. Hey, have a good one. Thank you.
Okay, that went well. All right. So I can't do any more podcasts here, but they got a spot where I can. So that was cool, man. So yeah, the cannibal memes, man. Unbelievable. Okay, so I'm going to try to get to Philly tomorrow and do a vigil down by the Liberty Bell somewhere. We'll see what happens. I don't know where. And we'll see where it goes, man. We'll see where it goes. No, Turbo, I came back to Pennsylvania now. I came home after the vigil last night. This is, it's a store here, a big department store, locally owned, by the way, or big grocery store. But I'm like in the section where some of the employees park here. So he was like, it'd be cooler if you just did it over at this other place. So that was very friendly, man. Plus he's seen all. Yeah, came back to PA last night after the vigil. No traffic. It was awesome. But on the way home, I'm getting, my arm is all getting itchy and stuff. And then I realized like an ant or two crawled off the wall at the cemetery and was biting my arm, man. Just one more see you later from DC, you know. The whole vibe I was telling you about DC, like, man. Okay, scroll back. Yeah, Ridgeline, I did hear about that, man. Big accident in a construction zone. Wait till we hear about it. It's going to be some newcomer with a truck license and yeah, probably drinking, because that's been happening a bunch of times out here, man. They just sentenced one of them guys to jail for killing a mom and a daughter on Highway Route 30 or 283 or something. Yeah, it was horrible, Ridgeline. I did see that. Ridgeline also sent me some info on the United Freedom Festival in Ohio coming up, July 26th and 27th. It's time to start planning on our freedom vacations over the summer here. You can go to UnitedFreedomFestivalOhio.com, and that will be at the Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead. So I know there is a lot of Ohio patriots there, and we will have to rendezvous out there. I may or may not be able to make that. We'll have to see what the future holds. If that's my path God's going to lay out for me, I'd like that to be my path, but we'll have to see. And in the meantime, I'm going to try to get into Philly tomorrow. I got to look at the weather, got to look at Google Earth, I got to look at the rules about the Liberty Bell Park. So there's a lot that could go wrong between now and then, but that is the plan as it stands right now. So pray on it, Patriots. Pray for us on the boots on the ground, the live streamers down at the corner. Pray for Mickey, Nicole, and Tammy. We need strength. They need strength down there. It just rips energy out of your soul down there at Freedom Corner, man. Right on, Jerry. Jerry's going. Okay, and then also, Gator Girl. Gator Girl had a tornado rip through her town. I mean, these tornadoes are just going crazy this year. And that's that whole Dubai flooding thing. I mean, that is part of the end time prophecies that the weather's going to get crazy. And it's getting crazy. It is getting crazy. So pray for Gator Girl. She was okay. She's got no power still, so I don't know if we're going to see her in the chats tonight. But she does have some repairs that need to be made to the house. I just got the links for that, and I'll be in the Sapphire Patriot channel modding for her, so I'll be putting links up if you want to help contribute to something to Gator Girl that would help her out. But she's okay. She's not injured. The house isn't destroyed or anything. She did a video driving around town showing some stuff that was there. Jerry Robertson, you're doing good on your live streams too, practicing up. So when we get to Freedom Festival time, you guys are going to be the live streamers there. That reporter last night was shady. Definitely a shady dude. And I just gave him the stink eye and was like, I ain't talking to you, man. Rebecca, I heard, asked him for a business card. The guy didn't even have a business card. So yeah, that guy was a troll. That guy was some troll, some fed, who knows, man. But I'm betting he ain't a reporter. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see, man. And that's the thing. You always got to be careful about that stuff, Patriots. Best thing to do is just ask for a card. You got a business card? You're a reporter? Really? Got a business card? And you don't think of that until you've been through this a couple of times. I don't know how many times people come up to me and go, I'm a reporter in Japan, and can you answer some questions, and you don't know if they're from Japan or not, so it's just crazy. So, all right, let me wrap this stream up. I'll see you guys in Sapphire Patriots live stream. I'll check you out at the corner. God bless you, Patriots. This is Jericho, over and out.